Hi, I'd just like to welcome you to today's podcast. You'll find this one quite interesting because I believe if you're a psychic or intuitive yourself, you will be surrounded in your family or in your midst with psychic children. It's very, very important to understand that the gift is passed down. It'll often come down through one of the lines, either the mother line or the father line. Sometimes you can be lucky and it's both. In my case, I think it was both. These children will grow up, be born, and have the psychic gift to varying degrees. And it's up to us as the family, their parents, maybe their aunties or uncles, grandmas and grandpas, to encourage and to let that flourish. Our society's got a bit better with the psychic stuff, but it's still not where it should be. And I feel that these children are often given quite negative responses to their psychic gift. That's where you come in. You might be the only one who really gets them, the only one who understands it, and the only one who helps them to grow it as they grow up. You'll find these children will just know things. They know things and they know things they shouldn't know. They will explain things. I remember one of my grandchildren telling their father what he thought he was like, and when the father said, "You don't know what that word means," the child just gave him the dictionary meaning of the word, and he was only 4 years old. It was perfect. This same child has actually seen my husband who's died. He saw him in his bedroom, and instead of the usual society things like, "Oh, well, don't worry about it," and that's nonsense. From a lot of people, you'd get that. I was like, "Oh, what did he say and what did he look like?" And we had this wonderful conversation because it was important that that child was validated with his gift. Even if other people didn't see his grandpa, he did. And that will remain with him, and that's his ability to connect to spirit. Because children have crossed over from the light so soon, that's why they see, because that part of them hasn't been dimmed or questioned or doubted or shut down by the world here. They'll come in and they'll often see, they'll tell you they see things. They might see people who've deceased. Some children will see spirit. Some children will have psychic dreams. Others will be able, you can ask them a question, they'll give you the psychic answer. In my family, when I was growing up my kids, I was told that to listen to my boys because they had the gift as well. And therefore, I could ask a question and know that that was spirit getting through to me. It's a very powerful connection, the psychic connection that you'll have with these children. The most important thing that they struggle with is that people doubt them, question them, or make fun of them. People love making fun of anyone who's psychic. We say those stupid things like, "Oh, well, so what are the cross lotto numbers?" I always do that. It's so annoying. And so you need to understand that these children are going to be getting what you get. The gift is passed down. It doesn't always go from the child, doesn't always get it from their parents. Sometimes they get it from a grandparent, so be really aware of that. And sometimes they'll even get it from a more distant relative, like a cousin or an auntie or grand aunt. It doesn't always transfer straight down. It can go almost across. But if the child has the gift, if you know this child, it's up to you as another intuitive is to form that bond. That bond of, yes, I know, and I'm listening to you, and yes, you're spot on. It's to stop them doubting themselves, because doubt is probably the greatest thing that corrupts our messages. If we start to doubt, then we sort of second guess it. But if you have another person in your life saying to you, "Oh yes, I think you did see Grandpa, and I think that was wonderful, and I'm so excited for you, and I'm jealous that you got to see him. I don't see like that." That actually brings their gift up. The other way you can do it is also as they get older, is to help them to tap in. You might encourage them to do relaxation and meditation and yoga and some of these things which actually help to open up the channels. Always be there for them psychically, because that's why you would be put in those similar environments, so you can help them through this. Not everyone in a family is psychic to the degree you might be or they might be, and that's why you need to support them. that their gut feeling, that their psychic intuition is right, and it's always going to be right, and to trust it. These children often also have dreams about someone going to die, and the dog going to die, and then the dog dies. They'll actually often have prophecy, the gift of prophecy, and this can be alarming for parents because they want to shut that down, of course. No one wants their child to be coming outside to have breakfast on the deck and having their orange juice, and in the middle say, oh, I had a dream and grandma died. They won't like it, a lot of parents, but it doesn't mean that the child was actually wrong. They were just picking up. They can also have warning dreams. So if you have a child around you who gets a warning dream, try and decipher it and listen to that warning dream. They'll also, as we've said before, see, when I was teaching, I'd often have children telling me they saw their cat on their bed or their dog was lying on the floor next to them or in the backyard. They would actually see. And you'll find that they'll see very clearly, very, very clearly. And in a sense, there'll be no doubt in them. However, our society will help to make them doubt. You can also encourage them when they become older, maybe 18, 19, to revisit it and to perhaps do some spiritual practices, encouraging them to go to healing or spiritual groups if they want to, or to go to a healer, because these children grow up to be sensitive adults, and the vibrational medicine is very good for them. They'll often have trouble with pharmaceutical products. You might be the same, I do. Whereas if I took something which is vibrational, flower remedies, using healing, using vibrational, I use ormus, which I've got a little podcast on how to make your own ormus. These are the things that are going to actually help the child to get better. Acupuncture, anything that's energetic from a herbal point of view as well, which is energetic, will help them. There'll be a great sensitivity in these children too. Often they have an intensity in their eyes. That's what I notice with them. They're like, when they look at you, they almost look through you. So you'll find that they have an intensity in their eyes. And that's often the third eye, around the third eye. They have to be kids, yes. They have to grow up and be children and run around and scream and yell and do all the kids' things. However, you've got to understand that with this gift, in a sense, there's nowhere for them to hide, so they will actually know things or pick things up. And that's why it's really hard for them, because they'll be getting double messages. You know, they'll know that mum and dad are not getting on and they're fighting, and they'll ask the mum what's happening, and the mum will tell them everything's fine. So I think they struggle mostly with the double message. Everyone will be telling them at school it's fine, it's okay, grandma's okay, when they know grandma's going to die or grandma's really sick. They will pick up in those ways. That's where you come in, and you might not validate the message they get, but you validate, well, if that's what you're feeling, we'll just wait and see. You know, because this is to do with their psychic ability, their gift. And they would have had many lives and used the gift. Life, they might use it for certain ways. Maybe they're going to do counselling or be a doctor and be in mainstream, but the gift will still come through because I get a feeling about that person, or they'll know to check over here. They can actually still be tuning in, or they might do work like similar to me, or maybe more esoteric work, and then they tune in even more. They will often have memories too. Some children have memories of before they came down and what it was like before they came in, and some children have memories of their birth. These are all psychic memories, obviously, but they have them. Children also will know if they've been reincarnated. There've been some famous cases where children were reincarnated into certain places, and in one case, one child in India, I think it was, travelled back to the place where they knew they'd been a child and re-met the family, knew that they'd been killed in an accident at 5 years old. So the children will actually often remember their past life. Therefore, take them seriously, because if they have memories of past lives, it's because they're closer to that life. In this life now, in the world, there's a lot of psychic and intuitives who've come in from further back in the generations, and they're vibrating at a much higher rate than even we are. They will be coming in with a high vibration, which will increase hopefully as they grow. And there's a huge sword of ones coming in. I believe they've come from Lemuria and from Atlantis, and they've come in to help to heal the world, because that's where a lot of our technology is coming from. Laser and crystal work is actually coming from Atlantis. You will know these kids, you will relate really well to them. There will be like a common understanding when they say things. They understand emotions very well. They will say to you, or if you say something to them, they'll go like, yes, that's true, and did you know this? That's what they're like, and they'll be just spot on. They have a wisdom beyond their years, and that's because you're actually talking to their soul. And that's what I want you to understand, that this is soul work, that you're not really talking to their adult person. You're talking soul to soul. And that's what will make your relationship very strong with them. And that's why they need to be validated and be with you and have you talk to them about the esoteric stuff, because that soul connection is what they need to get to grow down here. Because often people have it and they get stunted and they get told to push it away and don't listen to it, when in fact it's true. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I find these psychic children just amazing. I think their vibration coming in now is pretty high, and we've gone into high vibration to worldwide. Therefore, they're going to be attracted to come here and have a sojourn here, down here on Earth. You can have an amazing relationship with them because it's soul to soul, and you can actually talk to them on that level, and you'll find that's the difference. So enjoy the psychic children and teenagers that you have around you, and help them grow, because it's pretty hard down here, because people just haven't really grasped how the psychic child works, and they have a tendency to want to sort of shut them down or make them be quiet, and because they speak the truth. And that's the other thing, the psychic child will speak the truth, and that's how you know, because they'll just say exactly how it is and kind of shock people. So enjoy your psychic week with your psychic children. Sending you lots of love and lots of light.